It's a tale as big almost as the debate between AR versus AK. It's SIG versus Glock, two of the biggest striker-fired polymer pistols. On the market, two of the most marketable known names. And there's just one catch though. We're not using a Glock today. We're going to be using the PSA Dagger. Now the PSA Dagger, I've already done another video talking about how it is, talking about how it's a Glock 19 Gen 3 clone. So it's going to kind of be a stand-in because this whole video is going to be about a $800 pistol versus a $300 pistol. Now standing in for our $800 pistol, we've got the SIG Sauer P320 M17 variant right here. And this right here is the U.S. military's new standard issue handgun. I'm having a really hard time speaking here today, so just bear with me as I sound out all these syllables. Prices vary, depends on where you go, depends on what sale you get, whatever. It's going to jump around between $675 to $800 for this pistol right here. This is a variant of the P320. A little backstory about me and the P320. I did carry a P320 on duty for several years as a law enforcement officer, and I got pretty accustomed to it. It worked really well for me, and I'll touch more back on that here in just a second. Never carried a PSA Dagger on duty before. This whole video is about an $800 pistol versus a $300 pistol and the breakdown of the two. So, background about myself, just real quick if you're new to this channel. I have a long-standing history with firearms, both as a hobbyist, competition shooter, and as a professional in law enforcement. So, I've been around the block with them. I have opinions about each one myself, and a big thing to remember, to take away from this, is everybody's going to have an opinion. Now if you don't know about the M17 already as it is, it's a 320 that comes automatically with ambidextrous safety on here. It comes cut for an optic already. There's a couple other little refinements, I'll say, on here that were terms of the military contract. But all in all, it's just kind of a beefed up P320 is really all it is, with a few extra safety features. Now here's the crazy part about this whole thing, this whole video here, is when I go out to the range, and I tend to shoot these two pistols. I have other pistols. These two right here are my money makers. These two right here are my bread and butter go-to, what I usually like to train with out at the range and stay really familiar with. And the craziest part about this whole thing is this right here is my favorite currently to shoot. Now I've got a whole other video you can check out on my page here of the Dagger and all about how well it performed, whatnot. And this right here, like I said, you go to PSA's, Palmetto State Armory's website, you can find so many different variants of this pistol right here, full size, compact. I don't know about subcompact. And right now I've just got mine outfitted with a Vortex Venom optic on it. This one is the threaded barrel, ported slide. Like I said, there's another video I'll put in the link in the description, and it'll talk all about the Dagger. But this is a Glock 19 Gen 3 clone from somebody that's carried a Gen 3 Glock 19 for a long time. This is going to really break some hearts when I say this, but this is every bit as good as that Glock 19 I've got. I've put a lot of rounds through this thing already, and it is still running strong. I've never had a jam with this. Where's some wood? Never had a jam with this gun. This gun right here is a trooper, and it's just a lot of dang fun to shoot, which is crazy because, like I said, when you're talking about a $300 pistol versus this more quality $800 pistol with the big boy name on it, like SIG Sauer. Now, breaking it down here, let's break them down. And for anybody that doesn't know a dang thing about how SIGs break down, it's just the same as any other, like with the Glock, except it has this little piece here on it. So you just take your thumb there, and what we're going to do first actually is take this. We're going to come back here to slide lock. Now you see this little groove right here in the slide for it. Just press this down all the way, and then you can get a hold of it here, hit that slide release, and she's just going to come right apart. Whoa, hold on, there she is. Now take both of these here, take a look here. I hope you guys can see that with the camera. Pretty identical layout. It's your standard, like I said, polymer striker fired modern pistol. I mean, it's a pretty tried and true method here. Not to get into a who's better per se. Once again, this is all just an opinion of mine that if you're watching, I'm just kind of throwing it out here to create topics to talk with you guys about, to hopefully get some feedback in the comments. Maybe a few more subscribers. We're trying to build here. I've been doing this channel for about 2 months now, trying to find stuff to talk about. Look at me rambling. Like I said, when I'm out on the range, I really find myself a lot of times really digging the dagger here. Both of these guns are absolute freaking nail drivers. If I'm gonna give credit where credit is due to SIG here, I'm probably going to say the SIG is more consistent if we are talking about like a qualification standard, like if you're qualifying for work, or you're just shooting to try to get like for points or whatever, on like a competition board. The SIG is going to be more consistent as far as, like I said, real fine shooting. The dagger here is pretty dang consistent itself. If you were to do like a 3 to 5 shot grouping with the dagger, you're probably going to widen yourself a little bit more than the SIG. Now, this all comes down to the shooter. I like to think I'm a pretty dang good shooter myself. But like I said, it really just comes down to it with the SIG. I mean, I don't want to say you're getting your money's worth, because like I said, we're comparing two ridiculously different priced pistols here. So it's not about getting your money's worth per se, because this is less than half the price of this one. And like I said, this right here is currently my favorite pistol to shoot. When I go out, this thing is just, it's a ton of fun. And by the way, these are both 9mm, by the way. So yeah, this isn't a PSA sponsored, hey, this gun is better than this gun. If I was going into a combat situation right now, I was about to say Koreans, man, I'm trying to get canceled here. A foreign invader has come down and invaded, and I have to pick one of these. I'm going to go with the full-size M17 right here, just because, I mean, it's a full-size. It's a full-size pistol for one, and with, 5-inch barrel. I'm just going to go with the SIG. Now, that's not saying this bad boy here would not be just as good of a choice. I would happily grab this were this not in my immediate reach and run out the front door and, start going to work with it if I had to in a direct action situation that would require me in some Red Dawn instance. It's not even a Red Dawn instance anymore. There's all kinds of weird stuff that happens in country now. In a situation where people's lives were being threatened and I had to respond, I would happily grab this. But the main topic, the main thing I want to get away with this whole video is just how they vary from one another, since you're talking about a expensive pistol versus a cheap. There are cheaper than this, trust me. There's this this isn't even scratch the surface. But for a cheaper pistol here, PSA is really giving these things away at the price they're asking for these. This is a fantastic pistol, and it's quality. Like I said, I have shot this thing so freaking much, and it just keeps driving nails. I have shot this one so much, and it keeps driving nails, and I keep up consistently with both, with maintenance. You know, try to keep them nice and oiled, nice and clean, carbon free, and all that good jazz. And the whole the whole point of this little talk we're having here, which is better versus, it's hard to say which one's better. Now, this one here, if it was like, hey, you know, running out the door and you have to grab one, I'm instinctually going to grab this right here, my nice full-size M17. But if I just accidentally grabbed this, I think I would be just as lethal. Every bit is just as lethal. In the long run of things, the difference in those 3 to 5 shot groupings in a combat scenario where you're moving and shooting is not going to be so great as to where it will make a difference. I could be every bit as effective with this as I could with this. So what does that say for the price of these? Are you just paying for the name? Or are we you know, finding some kind of material for these versus this, and in an engineering standpoint that is just so much greater? I think it's the name, to be honest with you. What do you guys think? Tell me what you guys think. That's what the whole point of this video is I want to get some engagement, not just for my views and likes, but seriously, I love having these conversations. I've had some other videos where guys really got involved and really threw their opinion out there. I don't care if it's good, bad, whatever. Tell me what you think. It really comes down to, in my opinion, the pistol that you train with or the one you have in hand is the best one at the time. But anyway, yeah, $800 pistol, $300 pistol. What do you think?